Hi everybody, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So earlier this week I had the opportunity to make contact with a fellow Redbubble seller who happens to be an artist and a good one in her own right. And throughout the conversation it became quite clear to me that she was very frustrated with the lack of sales and exposure that her artwork was getting on the Redbubble platform. Obviously, this is something which many people tend to feel from time to time. And throughout the conversation, I sort of asked her, listen, I'd be very willing to look at one of your designs, take a look at the tags, the title, and the descriptions that you are using, and perhaps maybe offer some suggestions that could potentially get you in front of the eyes of more customers on Redbubble. And basically, I asked her for permission to see if I could use this design in today's episode, and she obviously graciously gave permission for that, which I'm very thankful for, because through this exercise, I'm hoping that I will be able to help her with this particular designs, and indeed for her to be able to transfer this knowledge to her other designs, and obviously those of you who are watching this episode to be able to put into practice that which I'm going to be showing in today's episode. So today's episode is going to be jam-packed with tips and advice on how to go about refining your title, your description, and the keyword tags that you use in the hopes of gaining more eyeballs to your designs and hopefully increasing the potential for making more sales. So with that said, stay tuned. Now, before we continue with today's episode, the fact that you're here gives indication that you are interested in all things pertaining to Redbubble and print on demand. And for that, welcome. I truly hope that this episode, and indeed all of the episodes that I publish, provide value and great tips for you to take your Redbubble shop to the next level. I publish episodes every Wednesday and Saturday, and my goal is to help you take your print-on-demand shop to the next level. I offer actionable advice, tips, and motivation to help get you motivated and going with your Redbubble shops so that obviously you can make more sales down the road. So don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and click on the bell notification icon so that you'll be informed each and every time that I upload a new video. And with that said, let's hop over now to my computer so we can start with the analysis of today's design. Okay, so welcome to my computer screen here, and as you can see, I have the Redbubble page listing for the work pertaining to this artist, and the artist's name is Carlina Lewin Studio. And as you can see here, we have a lovely watercolor picture of an emu. Okay, and basically we're going to take this design and we're going to analyze the title, the description, and the tags to see what we can do to improve upon it. And basically I'm going to show you the steps that I personally go through in terms of finding appropriate tags, long tail keyword phrases that are going to allow for my design to rank higher in Redbubble search and hopefully lend me more eyes on this design to hopefully lead to more sales. Okay, so what I normally do is I take an Excel sheet and basically I start jotting down some notes for me to be able to see what I need to refine and what I need to improve upon. So again, we have the name of the shop is Carlina Lewin Studio. The title of the design is Miss Emu Watercolor Painting, and we have the design link here. And the description she used is Miss Emu Watercolor, Carlina Lewin, Purple Emu Birds Watercolor Painting. Miss Emu is a gorgeous character. We have a spelling mistake there. For kids and grandchildren, a happy face to have around. Unique, stylish, and modern. Great gift idea for Father's Day. Dad will love her. Okay, quite a mouthful, but we're going to look into that later on in the episode. And in terms of the number of tags that she used, there were only 9, which, as many of you who have been following my channel know, that this is not enough. Now, we don't need to use all 50 of the keyword tags that Redbubble offers, but I am a proponent of advocating for the use of anywhere between 14 and 17 keyword tags per design in order to ensure that my design gets in front of the eyeballs of as many potential customers as possible. Now, the tags that she used were as follows: Miss Emu, Watercolor, Carlina Lewin, which is fine. I mean, considering everybody should always use the name of the shop as one of the tags. I'll explain more about that later. Purple, Birds, Kids, Character, Easter Bunny Friends, and Stylish. Now, at the time of recording, I went in and I actually extrapolated the number of results per tag, as you can see here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to analyze those a little bit in the next page. So if I hop over to page 2 of my spreadsheet, basically what I normally do is I highlight in red, green, and amber those tags which obviously if they're red it's because the numbers are far too high in terms of the results. The competition levels are going to be too high and the likelihood of being found is going to be next to nil. Then I choose amber, which are close to the 1000 mark. And then anything in green are keyword tags where the results are under 1000. So let's take a look here at the results, and basically I organize them according to the highest number of results all the way down to the lowest. Now kids brought back results of 1,135,920, which I'm sure you'll all agree is an extremely large number, a very saturated number, and it's very broad. Kids can relate to anything and everything under the sun. So in terms of the relevance, would people type that keyword to find this particular design? Not really. Purple was another keyword, and again, this brought 844,000 results. Would people possibly find it? Possibly, but again, the result pool is far too large for that design to make any kind of headway in terms of being found. Okay, birds, the same thing. We got 574,000 plus designs, and character brought back a result of 305,000 plus results. So these 4 keyword tags are definitely far too saturated and far too irrelevant for this particular design to be of any good use for this particular design in terms of garnishing any kind of customer eyeballs or in fact any sales. Now the next keyword she used was stylish. True, it is a stylish piece of work, but the results that came back for the word stylish was 174,000 results. And again, would people really type that word in to try and find a design of an emu? Not really. Watercolor obviously was a very pertinent keyword for this particular design, but then again, watercolor on its own brought back 137,000 plus results. Now, again, you're going to ask, would somebody possibly type in the word watercolor in search of an emu watercolor? Possibly, but the result again is far too large to make any kind of headway or to know for certain that that is in fact what people are going to be keying in to search for an emu related watercolor portrait. Easter Bunny friends. Okay, some might state that emus could be the friend of the Easter Bunny. I don't know the Easter Bunny personally, so obviously I can't say. But again, would people really key in those keywords in order to find a design pertaining to an emu? And again, we'd have to say not really. Now, the results is only 1,743, so we are getting close to the 1,000 results that I tend to shoot for. But again, it's not really relevant to the type of design. Now, you also use the keyword Carlina Lewin, which, first of all, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. If I'm not, I apologize. But I love the fact that you use your name as one of the tags. And I would advocate that anybody watching this particular episode, when you are working out your tags, you should always include the name of your shop in the tag. Because if somebody happens to remember your shop name, but perhaps maybe don't remember the title of the design that you uploaded that perhaps they were interested in, the fact that they could actually type in your shop within the search field, Redbubble will consider that as a tag and bring up any designs that have your shop name in the tag. So not only would that particular design show up, but indeed any of the other designs that you've tagged with your shop name will appear too, thus increasing the possibility of people seeing more of your designs and hopefully making more than one sale. So a real important tip, call it what you might, that you should do, or rather that you should keep in mind whenever you're uploading any of your designs to Redbubble or indeed any other print-on-demand website that you might be using. Now, the final keyword you used was Miss Emu, which is obviously the title of the particular portrait, and it brought back a result of 6. And again, would people key in that to obviously find your design? Well, unless they actually know of the character and know that the character's name is Miss Emu, not really. Unless the brand is large enough that people know the character, which I have a sneaking suspicion at this stage in the game, is not the case. But don't fret, maybe that might happen down the road in the future. We don't know. Just keep plugging away at it, and hopefully one day, success will come your way with respect to this character, and indeed any of the other designs that you have on your shop. Okay, so now that we've gone through the results and clearly we can see that the keywords chosen are not the best ones that are going to help your design to be found by people on Redbubble, let's see what we can do to actually come up with some great keywords, keyword phrases to help your design be found on Redbubble Search. And to do that, we're just going to hop over to page 3 of the spreadsheet. Now, here is the main aspect of what I go through when I'm coming up with my keywords. Okay, and it might look very, very time intensive and time consuming or not, but trust me, it isn't as time consuming as one would think, particularly when you get to do it on a regular basis. It becomes second nature, and indeed a lot of this stuff which I'm showing, I tend to do it in my head when I'm searching particular websites, and I just jot them down very, very quickly and come up with my keyword phrases that I use. So basically, I used, in this particular case, 3 websites to help me with my search for keywords. Okay, I used Shutterstock.com, Wikipedia, and a website called momjunction.com. Now you might ask yourself, well, what would momjunction.com have to do with emus? Well, you would be surprised. Basically, what I did, let me just hop over here. Okay, we're going to go back here. So the first website that I mentioned was Shutterstock, and basically all I did in the search field was typed in emu close-up, and here we're presented with a number of pictures here. Let me just clear this field here. A number of pictures of emus, and basically what I did was I would click on any of them that were interesting to me, that maybe perhaps were close in proximity to the watercolor picture that obviously was that we're working on right now. And then basically all I did was take a look at the title and the related keywords. As you can see here, we've got a ton of related keywords pertaining to emu. Now again, you might say, well, yeah, I could easily search for these keywords on Redbubble and they'd probably show up. You wouldn't be wrong. You could do that too as well. But what I find is that when I refer to other websites, particularly stock photo websites, I tend to find some keywords that don't normally appear on Redbubble or any of these other Redbubble tools that are out there to help us. And again, this is just another tool to help you. I'm not saying that this is right and the others are wrong. Far from it. What I'm saying is use the tools, use the websites that are out there to help you come up with keywords that maybe perhaps you wouldn't have thought about before in order to motivate, inspire your selection of keywords for your design to indeed get up in front of the eyes of other people on the Redbubble platform or indeed any of the other print-on-demand platforms. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. I have an episode on how to use Shutterstock and Big Stock Photo and all of these other photo stock websites, so I'm not going to go too much into depth over here. I will leave a link to that episode in the description below, and I'll put a pop-up somewhere on the screen so that you can see the thumbnail for it in case you would like to refer to it. Now, the other website that I like to use is Wikipedia. And basically all I did was I typed emu Wikipedia in Google search and I came up to this page here. And one of the reasons why I like to use Wikipedia is sometimes, particularly with respect to animals, we tend to get these scientific names over here. Now, for example, the emu, and don't ask me to pronounce this, I'm not even going to try because I'll probably sound very silly, but these particular scientific names could also be used as keywords for your design, which basically people could be looking out for. Now, there might be some emu buffs out there who actually know the scientific names and actually want to search those in order to see how many clever sellers out there would actually use a scientific name to try and reach customers. Again, you want to throw out a wide net to try and catch as many people for your design as possible. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that all of the keywords that we're finding on Wikipedia is in fact we're going to be using. But what we want to do is we want to try and gain as many keywords as we possibly can to inspire us to come up with a good batch of long tail keyword phrases to use for our design. Now, I mentioned earlier on another website called momjunction.com. And you might say, well, what does that have to do? Well, I Google searched interesting facts about emus, as you can see over here. And further down the list, in fact, was this particular website which stated 30 interesting emu facts and information for kids. And I thought to myself, okay, well, that's interesting. Maybe perhaps there are some keywords in this particular article that I could actually use for my keyword tag phrasing as well. And indeed, I went through it and I did actually find some words which you are going to see now in conjunction with the keywords from Shutterstock and Wikipedia that I'm going to show you in the Excel sheet right now. So let's pop back over to the Excel sheet. Now, what did I do over here? I created 3 lists, okay? One about the animal, and if your design isn't about the animal, you could say about the whatever that is that you're designing, okay? About the style, and what kind of emotional resonance did the design actually provide to me, okay? And as I was searching those other 3 websites, I was basically taking the keywords that I found and placing them underneath the 3 different headings here. Now, about the animal, obviously, that's going to be an extensive list, and I probably could have kept going on longer and longer, but obviously, I kept it to this batch of keywords that you see here. So we've got emu, African, avian, bird, fluffy, Australian, wildlife, giant bird, beautiful, beak, eyes, obviously the scientific name. I also found out through the momjunction.com website that emus are nomadic. Ratites or ratites, I don't know how to pronounce that, is also a scientific name leading back to the time of the dinosaurs. Okay, emus are very vigilant. They can be also raised on farms. You can find them in woodlands, forests, grasslands, and scrublands throughout the African and the Australian continents. Okay, so again, I'm not contending that we're going to use all of these keywords, but these are keywords to help motivate and inspire me to come up with keyword phrases that I can use in Redbubble. Now, about the style of the design. Well, it's a character with big eyes. It's a watercolor. It's close up. We've got the gaze of the emu. You know, emus tend to have a bit of an attitude too as well. So I got, you know, a bit of an attitude from the design. And while it's a watercolor, you could also maybe perhaps fit in the fact that it's sort of cartoonish too as well. I know that's probably not what the artist was intending to, but again, we're coming up with keywords that people, customers might key in to obviously find particular designs. And the main goal here is to try to get your design in front of the eyeballs of customers. Okay, now in terms of the emotional resonance, well, the emu looked cute. We know that emus tend to be friendly. They can be a bit funny as well. They're curious animals. All right, they tend to amuse people when people are watching them. They have a bit of a goofy looking appearance too as well. They're lovable and they're also quite inquisitive. Okay, so again, now we've got a nice batch of keywords. What we want to start doing is we want to try to see how we can combine these particular keywords to come up with a long-term keyword phrase that makes sense, something that people perhaps might key in the Redbubble search, and see what kind of results those particular keyword phrases will come back with on the Redbubble platform. Now, I already went ahead and did that, so that obviously we won't take up too much time in this video doing it. So we're going to pop over to page 4 here. And these are now the new suggested keyword phrases and the amount of results that Redbubble came back with at the time of publishing this video. So let's go through them. So very quickly, we've got the first one, which was the scientific name. And believe it or not, there were 69 results on Redbubble for this particular word. Now imagine if you were the 70th result on the Redbubble platform for this keyword. You're clearly going to rank higher in the Redbubble marketplace. If people are searching for a design on their mobile, the chances of them finding your design as they're scrolling is going to be a lot better than a keyword that comes back with over 1 million results. Are you seeing where I'm going here with this? Okay. The second word was obviously this word, ratatouilles. 312 results. Again, anything under 1,000 is fair game and is something that you should capitalize and get your design listed on. Funny face emu, 116 results. Emu gaze came back with 11 results. Okay, you could be number 12. Australian emu watercolor. Okay, you've got 3 great keywords put together. When I searched it, there were only 40 results on Redbubble. Farm animal emu, 137 results. We don't know whether or not the emu that you painted was a wild one or a farm animal one. Doesn't matter. What's important is that your design gets in front of the eyes of customers. And if somebody goes in and types zoo animal emu or else farm animals emu, pardon me, your design is going to be seen. Curious emu, 82 results. Inquisitive emu, 18 results. Fluffy Australian bird. Bet you didn't think about that one, eh? Okay, came back with 125 results. Cute Australian emu, 381 results. Australian wildlife close-up. Didn't mention the bird, but the bird is an Australian wildlife, and it is a close-up portrait of it. 258 results. You're definitely going to rank very well for that. Beautiful giant bird, 69 results. Emu beak, now we're looking at more in terms of the specifics of the design. All right, 198 results. Emu stare, 43. Lovable Australian wildlife. Hey, emus are lovable. They're from Australia and they are a form of wildlife. 73 results. And then obviously the keyword Carlina Lewin, which is obviously the name of the shop. And obviously there are 188 results for that, so it already shows that you have been doing very well in terms of tagging your designs with your shop name. So well done. So here we got 17 really great keyword phrases that will definitely put you in front of the eyes of customers and get you ranking higher in Redbubble search. So I definitely want to encourage you when I send you this particular spreadsheet, Carlina, to use these particular keywords. And hey, if you want to go in to the previous page and try to come up with a mixture of any other keywords down the road to sort of tweak it and change every now and then, why not? All the power to you. What's important is that you are using these particular keywords to make sure that the results that they come up with are well under 1,000. So that way you will be seen a lot more efficiently, a lot better in the Redbubble marketplace. Okay, now in terms of the title, let's go back here. Your title was Miss Emu Watercolor Painting. Okay, not a bad title, but we can do better with that. Okay, remember, we also want to make sure that our titles have keywords in them that are going to be rich, that are going to make sense, and then actually people might actually type in the search field to actually be brought up on the Redbubble search. So what I'm recommending is the following. Friendly Australian Emu Watercolor Close-Up Portrait. That's the title. And look over here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keywords which can also be indexed by both Redbubble and in fact Google to help get your design seen and found. Now, in terms of the description, I'm not going to read it again because it was quite a mouthful. Again, this is not to put you down or whatnot. Basically, what I'm doing here is trying to bring your focus and your attention that these particular aspects on your Redbubble listing are fundamentally important to make sure you get it right from the get-go so that you will get your designs out in front of people. Now, the new suggested description I'm stating is as follows. Here is a watercolor close-up portrait of a cute and lovable giant fluffy Australian bird which I named Miss Emu. This cute avian wildlife with friendly eyes is a gorgeous character for children of all ages. Whether on a hoodie, duvet cover, or any other product, this design makes a great gift for birthdays or any other occasion. Now, let's stop here for a moment and analyze the description. As you can see, first from the get-go, we've got a lot of keywords in it too as well. Keep in mind that Google uses the description in Redbubble in conjunction with your title to index your design on its search platform. If you give a really cheesy, I want to say half description, then you're not going to be found. But in looking at the description that I'm provided here for you, it flows, it makes sense. It's basically sentences that people would be happy to read through. Okay, there's the name of the character that you obviously created, Miss Emu, and we've got a lot of keywords here again to help both Redbubble and Google to get your design in front of the eyes of people. I'm sorry I'm sounding repetitive, but I want to drill this. I want to get this across. These particular aspects have to be filled with keywords that will make sense. Now, another sort of psychological thing that I want to share with you. Did you notice the last sentence? Whether on a hoodie, duvet cover, or any other product. I didn't say sticker or t-shirt. For many of us now, we are in the autumn season. People aren't going to be really looking for t-shirts and stickers and summer types things, but they actually might be wanting to start looking for things that will keep them warm on the cooler autumn months, the cooler winter months. A nice comfortable hoodie with your design on the front of it would go really, really well. A little girl or a little boy who loves emus, wouldn't it be nice to have a nice duvet cover covered with your design, and obviously you as the seller making a nice profit margin on that sale as opposed to on the cents that you would get from selling a sticker, excuse me. So again, you're sort of psychologically leading the customer to consider, hey, I wasn't thinking about getting a hoodie, or I wasn't thinking about getting a duvet cover. Let me just check it out here and see what it's all about. Ah, really looks nice. You know what? I was actually going to go for a t-shirt, but I think for Christmas I'm going to get my little Susie here a duvet cover for her bedroom. She'd absolutely love it. Okay? The design makes a great gift for birthdays or any other occasion. So again, you're getting the cogwheels going in the customer's mind of how this design could put a smile on the face of somebody receiving it as a birthday gift, as a Christmas gift, or as any kind of gift for any occasion. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Obviously, we're limited in terms of the number of characters that we can put in the description, but the fact that we put birthdays in and then any other occasion, considering the fact that we're now in the fourth quarter and we've got Christmas around the corner, you're getting those cogwheels going in the minds of customers to actually look past the traditional stickers and t-shirts and maybe buying another product to give as a gift to a loved one, friend, office colleague, what have you, somebody who loves emus. So basically, that's the whole caboodle in terms of how I go about coming up with a title, a description, and keyword phrases for my designs. And I certainly hope that if you haven't seen any of my other episodes with respect to long tail keyword phrases, and that you've seen this one and you've understood it, I really want to stress the importance of why you definitely need to take the time when you're uploading a design to Redbubble or any other platform to give it the time and dedication it needs so that you're getting your designs out in front of as many people and you're minimizing the chances of being frustrated and demotivated when you find that nobody's seeing your design and worse yet, not even making a purchase. Carlina, I hope that you found this particular episode valuable to you. I hope that you will use these keyword phrases. I hope that you will use the suggested title and the description that I've offered. Make the necessary changes to your particular design listing, and hopefully in the coming days and weeks, people will start seeing your design a lot more and hopefully increase the potential of making more sales. And for the rest of you watching this episode, take this information, take this advice, put it into practice with your own design and see what kind of results that you get with your designs. And I wish you all the very best for this fourth quarter with loads of sales and indeed thereafter in 2022 and onwards. But for today, that's all I've got. And as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now.